In this video, we're going to talk about on-axis fill. So I'm Daniel Norton. Welcome to my studio here in New York City with Cadence. So when you're using a fill light or an active fill light, I made a video about this a while back about active fills. I got a lot of questions about it. So one thing we want to consider when we're using a fill light is that you could place it kind of anywhere, right? And I see people often take their key light and they put the fill light on the opposite side. What you get with that potentially is crossed shadows, and balancing the light can be very tricky. A better way to work, in my opinion, is what's called on-axis fill. That means that you're going to put your fill light basically on axis with the camera, straight ahead, because any shadows that are created will go directly back, thus not contrasting with the shadows that are coming from your key light. So in this case, I'm actually going to take it to the extreme example, which is I'm going to use short lighting, which actually is kind of the opposite direction, but I'll show you how this still works anyways. So first we'll set up a short light and we'll go from there. So the short lighting, of course, is from the back, and I did a video about this, so you can check that out. But basically, with the short lighting, we're going to have Cadence looking off this way. Yep, and then we're going to kind of light the backside of her face to create drama. So let me put on the modeling light so you guys can see. A little more this way. Good. Okay. Cool. All right, so let's say we like this, right? It's got a lot of cool mood to it, but really there's just no detail on the side of her face towards the camera, and we want that detail, a little bit anyways. What we're going to do is we're going to add a fill light in. So again, instead of putting it the opposite of this light, which might create a shadow going back on the lit part of her face, we're going to put it in the center. And what we want to use is a big source. At the bigger you can get it, the better for this kind of thing. I have a 3-foot octa. That's my biggest light I have here, so this will work. And we're going to put this light more or less, you can put it behind yourself is the best place, I think. But you can also put it right next to the camera. You can put it like here. In fact, I think I'll put it here just to demonstrate it. I want to put it right next to the camera, kind of over the lens pretty much. You could put it on this side or that side, but if you want to be safe, putting it on this side is better because it'll be less likely again to throw a shadow across into where we don't want a shadow. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just kind of show you guys how this works. I've got this light on, you can see the modeling light. I'm going to turn on the modeling light of this light back here. This light is in a different group, it's in the B group as it would be. And I'm going to put this modeling light on so you can kind of see how that looks. Let me turn off the light in the space. Hopefully that's a little bit obvious, but we'll take a picture and it'll all clear up in a second. But so we can see, look a little more this way. Good. We can see how that fills in. Now, what's important here is the amount of power, right? So I'm in TTL. I'm going to take my B light and I'm going to give it 2 stops less. We'll start here. We may have to go manual, but what I'm saying is the key light should be the correct exposure, which is our backlight, and the fill light should be 2 stops less. That's usually a good place to start. Okay, so we can see this actually isn't bad. It's a little bit too bright still, I think, for the fill light from my taste. So at this point, we can start messing with it. All we have to do now is take the lights off TTL. I'll go to the B light and I'll take it down. I'm gonna make it pretty extreme to start with. I'll take it down another 2 stops. This is probably gonna be too much, but. Yeah, that's probably a little bit too much. I'm gonna go back up half a stop. Actually, I'll go back up 3/4 of a stop. So now I'm basically down 1.3 stops. Go this way, boom, there we go. Now we have a shot that has mood, right? This is the correct exposure in the back. It drifts into a neutral and then it goes into dark in the fill light. You can do all kinds of things here. Making the fill light warm or cool can be fun to mess around with it. Making it a little bit darker or lighter to your taste, but this allows us to have a nice fill light. But as we notice, there's no weird reverse shadows going on because we have this on-axis fill. No matter where she moves her face, it'll be fine. When you're gonna use a fill light, one of the best ways to do it is put it on axis. So, let me know how you guys like to use fill lights. What's your favorite modifier to put on your fill light? I'd be curious what you guys use. I will put Cadence's information down in the description below, as well as more information from me. You can also just subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for notifications, and I'll talk to you soon.